Welcome to the Uncommon Woman Network, a talk show network of the uncommon, unlikely chosen generation, where a radical space and collective opens unceasing pursuit that calls forward the significance waiting for you. Listen, I'm your show host, Jessie, direct leader of Dallas Lighthouse Revival Training Center, planted in Central South Dallas of Texas, founder of Liberate the Flame International, owner and CEO of Live Company, a 5-year flourishing kingdom store and business. I'm a world travel itinerant speaker and mama to my most favorite person in the entire world, my Lily Grace. So listen, welcome to your next mark and your new beginning of the uncommon destiny that is on your life. Welcome back to the show. It is Thursday morning. We are airing 6 a.m. It's glad to have you back with us. Are you the uncommon entrepreneur? Take a listen. It is so crucial to understand that the unconventional part of business and kingdom go hand in hand. We're going to sit there and uncap all attributes of an uncommon, unboxed, and unorthodox, unconventional business owner mixed with the kingdom of heaven, and why it's crucial that we understand that being unconventional and being uncommon is just as vital in these times in recognizing your DNA as it is in any other time for such a time as this. I'm going to drop some radical, unconventional business owners that are actually Christian people that would floor you, that are actually moving in unconventional marketplaces, unconventional market mountains and business mountains. Lashify. It is the #1 world-renowned DIY lash company. It is also the biggest winner of Shape Magazine top award-winning inventor of the very first do-it-yourself lash. Lashify is a world-renowned company and inventor. It has over 123,000 followers in its private Facebook group and over 1 million on its other business pages and so on. Tabitha Brown is another business owner that comes from a Global Emmy Award winning global recognition for her vegan cooking, her vegan seasonings, and even her Target fashionista apparel clothing line. Sandy Krakowski's radical billionaire from anything from stock marketing, going in through the stock. She has an incredible mastermind and inner circle. She is known all throughout social media. She has a strong social media platform, and she is a stock market billionaire. She has surpassed the millionaire. She has just come from Arizona and moved into my home state, Texas. And this is going to just clip off any of the boxes and any of the walls if you are called to be an uncommon entrepreneur in the kingdom. I don't know how or why I've ever ended up in these divine situations as I did. But listen, over 2 years ago, I landed in this Lashify group. I had just started my cosmetic line myself in my own store. I had just launched my own vegan, clean cosmetic makeup line, and I was looking at all of these different types of other groups that are out there, and somehow I landed in Sahara's group. Now, she is actually the inventor and the innovator, the director and the owner of this Lashify do-it-yourself DIY lash. Now, all of these members around the world, okay, are in this group and are connected to her, and she is one of the top of the top. And being in this group, I had recognized just through her vocabulary and her language that she is actually a believer, a prophetic believer at that. She is in her group, she does various lives, various broadcasts, and she literally said going into 2024 that she feels a God prophetic shift, a godly shift in the atmosphere, and was releasing a clarion call if anybody felt it too. Now, mind you, this is not a Christian circle. This is not a Christian Orthodox or churched type of group or item. This is a fake lash company and a innovator that just decided one day that getting fake eyelashes in lash extension studios were for the birds, and she just decided to up and invent it herself, and she is a trillionaire. She had a past a 7-figure idea. She ran with it and she did it, and she is actually a radical believer today. Now, she is just one person that I want to shine some highlight on, because why am I even going into this bracket? What am I doing even stepping on this territory and going into this whole domain with you? Because I cannot tell you the problematic things that we run into when we have such a judgmental protocol on the facets of wealth, on the facets of building beyond 6 and 7 figures, being a Christian, being a believer, and why this is like the taboo of topics to talk about if you're not making a Christianese shirt with a scripture plastered on it and just selling to a Christian market. What does this do? And the things that God began to show me in and throughout my entrepreneurship, He was leading me to people with platforms that had global platforms, that had millions and trillions of followers, that had billions of dollars coming in and throughout profit. And these are believers, not necessarily selling a Christian item, but yet they are, in fact, a Christian person. And they are the staple for carrying a mountain of wealth, and they are on a platform that actually has a larger influence than any type of global pastor or evangelical person that we have even noticed that's out there. And these people are giving these platforms to give glory unto God. And it is an uncommon entrepreneur that is actually changing the market, changing the currency of a dollar, and giving glory to the kingdom of righteousness, and making, I'm talking waves. I'm talking they have superseded odds, and they're making waves in the market and in the financial economical system, and they are believers that are changing the world. They are catalytic people that had one crazy idea given by God that isn't necessarily stamped as a Christian market or a Christian business. And I feel like this is something to really talk about in our society and in our culture, because we put such a box on what God's able to do, and we throw brimstones and fire on the people that are having these incredible, world-breaking, world record-shifting creative strategies that don't exactly fit the Christian mold, that are, I'm talking, blazing new paths. They have billions into properties, billions into Emmys. I'm talking Emmy, Global Emmy Rewards. Tabitha Brown. Now, this woman, can we talk about her for a minute? Because if you go and you follow her testimony, her testimony says that she woke up one morning from a dream in the night, a dream that you dream when you put your head on the pillow and you sleep your 8 hours, you're well hydrated, or for the lack thereof, not hydrated, and you wake up one morning from a God dream that gave you a God idea to start something, and all of a sudden you're living in a studio apartment riddled by an illness that no doctor can find a cure in. So suddenly God gives you a dream, and gives you a dream to go on this vegan journey and start going into all of the incredible nutritious foods that the earth grows, and veggies and fruits, and all of a sudden you're cooking things that are of a vegan attribute, and they're clean foods, they're clean ingredients, and God's telling you to do this, and then lo and behold, He's telling you the ingredients to make a vegan seasoning on all of your seasonings. And this is Tabitha Brown's testimony. She goes on live, announces the God dream, and in the midst of this announcement of this God dream, starts talking about her journey, this vegan journey that God has her on, and she just starts cooking vegan foods on a broadcast. Now, this broadcast completely shifts and realters the course and the trajectory of her entire life, where she had went from just a couple thousand viewers to over millions of viewers in less than 24 hours. Her life radically shifted, and today she has 3.2 2 million followers on her public figure Facebook page. She's a Global Emmy Award winner. She's substantially influential in the entrepreneurship. She is a jack of all trades, if you will. She's extremely creative. She has that apparel line that she launched at Target. She has many children's books. She has her own talk show, and it's called Tab Time. She has such an influential mark, just even on the social media arena. I mean, the woman is just so multi-dimensional and so influential. And she is paving these new roads today like never before. Now, y'all hear that alarm? That's that city train, and I can guarantee you right now we are not friends. We go tit for tat with one another, but let me just say this, that you're on real live and real time with us on this show, so we're just going to play it by how it goes and just let it be authentic. But something sound in the alarm so that you all can pay attention. All right, but this is for real. There are over 100 substantial, influential people that are in the market that are Christian, that are believers, that do give God glory with the amount of income that they come in and the amount of innovation that they bring out. It is substantial and it is profound. And I just watched, who was it? I just watched this preacher, Jackie Hill Perry. She is a global preacher, but if there could be any other uncommon preacher on a platform, it's her. I just watched one of her lives that was probably one of her greatest reels that she made on IG, on her Instagram page. She dropped one of the most incredible, most talented rap songs that I think that I have ever heard in my existence. She dropped her own beat, she dropped her own lyrics, and she did that thing so smooth, so talented. And can I tell you, she stands on a platform and she's probably the most wisest, youngest preacher that I have ever seen in global impact that is reaching thousands, hundreds, multitudes, and masses of people daily. This woman is absolutely profound, and it's because she flows in a stream. She's very entrepreneurial. I can't tell you how many books this woman has. I think she even launched about 4 books in a time frame of about a year. She is so multifaceted, multiverse. She could do just about anything. She's so highly skilled. She's definitely uncommon, unconventional, unorthodox, but can I tell you, she's the most consecrated, the most pure voice that I have heard in a hot minute. I mean, she's the preacher. She's a preacher. Jackie Hill Perry, go look her up. Go look up her IG. She just dropped that rap. And when I tell you, you want to listen to it just about every morning with your coffee to get you going daily, it is incredible. But these are diamonds that are in the world today, uncommon talent, that God made to have a platform in the world for the world to see, to prove to the earth that he designs people so different for the different things of his glory. They're not making Christianese graphics. They're not the cookie cutter Christian marketers. They're definitely not the cookie cutter Christian millionaires or billionaires or trillionaires of our time. But my God, does that speak? Does that just speak into the airwaves over who we are, to give permission to the innovation that is unique, that carries unique DNA, that holds the catalytic shift of our history to break conformity, to destroy the religious boxes, to bring financial solutions to radical financial mountains, all because God gives a dream, God gave a vision that's completely outside of the box. Can we just break the distortion? Can we just destroy the dysphoria that says that we have to look a certain way, that we have to do it a certain way? I'm telling you, there are some of you that are listening to this show this morning or on your drive home from work right now that is carrying the answer to your financial situation. You're not only that, you're carrying the answer for a worldly solution, or you're just carrying the answer to a worldly joy that actually brings people into a measure that gives them permission, that permits them to be themselves, that permits you to be creatively yourself. And it's just wow. Just sit there right now in this moment and just think about all of the incredible ideas that you just threw away. Think about all of the incredible things that you could have started, the person that you could be right now, but you said, oh, I don't know, because this doesn't look like most people out there, and I'm a believer. What would they say? What would they do if I launched this idea? What would they do if I created that thing? It's not what anybody else is doing. So what? I can't tell you all the millionaires and billionaires that are out there that actually did it. I mean, Lashify, a DIY, do-it-yourself eyelash brand, is global, has global recognition for women that are all walks of life, believers, not believers, whatever, but she's a believer, and she's got a platform of over 123K women in that group, and she is announcing God in there, on live, on a broadcast, sharing what she's selling, sharing the new things that are up and coming for the holiday sales. And this woman is a believer, and she is speaking to over thousands upon thousands of women daily. And she's not marketing a Christian label. She's not on there ministering to people, but she is announcing who she believes, what she believes by faith. And my God, can you believe the stadium that she has just in a private Facebook group? In a public Facebook group? Crazy. It's ludicrous and it's wild. And that's just like God, to go outside of borders, to be this wildly creative God that can create the world in 7 days. Why would he not create us with that capacity of creativity to innovate something so wild, create something out of nothing, and it all be because of his glory? 5 signs that you carry entrepreneur purpose. Are you ready? You might want to write this down. If you can't write this down, you might want to come back and you might want to write it down. Number 1, and I'm going to tell you that this is proven fact. In and throughout my life, it has proven to be true. If you want to gauge if you have any entrepreneur DNA, any entrepreneur purpose or destiny, then this is really gonna witness with you. This is gonna be a highlight for you. Number 1, you can handle risk and often find yourself in life positions of needing to take daring, walk on the water moves and decisions. If you always find yourself here, this is your training ground. This is your battle strategy for the DNA that God has actually divinely set you up in. So that when that idea does deliver and when that idea does birth and that epiphany does come, you actually have the capacity to walk it out. Because I'm telling you, entrepreneurship and business world, especially if you're in it with God, you're always going to find yourself on walking water moments, and you're always going to find yourself needing to take risks. All right. Number 2, you can carry more than 1 or 2 skills, and you can multitask it and do many different things at one time. So not only can you do multiple things, but you can also multitask. So you will find yourself actually being skilled with so many things. If you caught our very first episode, I think it was like our intro or our welcome, you heard that we actually announced this, that this is even an attribute of an uncommon person, of a highly called and a highly destined individual. So you're probably also highly called to entrepreneur and business. Sorry, not sorry. I did just break it to you if you didn't catch the memo. Earlier, you just caught it now. Congratulations. I just shook your hand. Now it's time for you to hit your mark. Number 3. Here's a given, you're creative. Number 4, you are a take charge driven personality type. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you do not take charge and own your idea. You are someone that is also very hardworking. You can own it. You can do it authentically, and you can put your foot down in it without any approval of man. You just carry this about you. Very take charge, very hold your ground. You're going to need it in the entrepreneur business world. So you might as well just give yourself permission to be who you are. Lastly, deep down, you already know you're an entrepreneur. Lastly, number 5, you already know that you are an entrepreneur. And now it's time to take the keys and take the initial steps to beginning, starting that business, doing some crucial self-inventory, and just start walking it out. Some crucial giveaway keys. Again, I'm just going to give you some cool little freebies, some crucial giveaway keys that make you a successful entrepreneur. Again, these keys have been proven true, proven fact in and throughout my business. Some of you may or may not have caught, I am a 5-year business owner, LLC, and legally patent store. I have my own brand. It's legally trademarked. Nobody can copy it. Nobody can take it. Nobody can put their unction on it. It is who we are as a brand, and that is that. So you can look us up at livecompany.shop. It's incredible. I really encourage you to go online, look at all of our avenues, all of our menu pages. We have tons of different things that you can find fits for you, anywhere from beautiful, unique, chic jewelry, anything from, dyed fabric flags if you are a worshiper, anything from very edgy and chic and unique apparel, you name it, we got it on there. Vegan cosmetic and vegan face care. We are beauty gurus, if you can even say that. I just did, but we love beauty products. Before God sent me even into this whole stream, I was actually a hairdresser and just a cosmetologist, doing the makeup thing for 13 years until God called me out to go preach the gospel, travel the world, be an itinerant speaker, and then he called me back into it to actually own a part of the market and brand it myself. So look at that. But anyways, here are some pretty awesome giveaway keys that will help you be a successful entrepreneur. Number 1, you never quit. Never quit. It does not matter how well or how awful your idea did in sales. You must be consistent. Are you consistent? You must never quit. Number 2, do you adapt quickly? Because you're going to need to be able to shift and change frequently. You're going to need to be adaptable to change. Change can't freak you out. Change can't scare you. You're going to need to be a mastermind of change and be able to be so flexible that you can bend this way, bend that way, change this at this moment, wake up with a creative idea, change your whole domain if it so fits, change your whole idea, and then actually recreate something when you need to recreate it. Say you reached a season where something's stale, then you're going to need to recreate an idea. I tell everybody, when something is no longer working, that doesn't mean you quit. That means you recreate. I have said that for years to so many other business owner friends, and I will say it to you now, that just because something is not working, that does not mean it's over. That does not mean your business has failed. That just means you have stepped into a season where you need to recreate, where you need to elevate, where you have reached a plateau and there's something higher for you, and there's something newer in your sphere to redo and remodule. Look at the Stanley Cup. I mean, if that could speak on what I just said, the Stanley Cup launched years ago, but it's literally just becoming a fame thing now, where they remodeled their whole look, created pastel colors, and now this cup is a multi-billion-dollar company that has sold to various different age groups, people groups, generations, all because they changed the color and the style of their cup. But the cup's still the same. They just changed the design of their cup. Do you see? So it just took a simple moment for them to recreate something, but it didn't mean that their business was a failure. It just meant that their design needed to come up higher and elevate. So adapt quickly. Always be able to shift and change frequently. All right? So do not be afraid of the change. You will need to move and adhere to and re-innovate quickly. So that just kind of revamps on the things that I just said. Next, you want to have an uncompromised policy and work. You need to be able to believe in everything that you stand for, every business policy that you have, whatever policies that you have in place. You need to make sure that those policies stand and are concrete. They are unmovable, unshakable. Doesn't matter which Joe or which Sally comes at you one way or comes at you another way. Your policies are concrete and you stand by them and you're confident in them. Because to the level and to the degree that you stand in your policies as an entrepreneur and a business person is the extension of your creditability of worth. So this says, I'm sorry, this is just what my time is at value. This is just at what my time is at dollar value. And this is actually what time and profit is, and the amount that I put in to pay for your product initially at the beginning process to give you the level that you're asking for or that you're paying for. So this is an uncompromised policy and an uncompromised worth and even an uncompromised price tag. So you also have to make sure as an entrepreneur that you're not decreasing your value at price, but you're knowing and understanding what you're producing and what you have innovated is at what worth. So you're not going to sit there and decrease something that took you, 2 days to create, 2 days to fabricate and make, and weeks to spend time on, and mark that at a $20 value. Given the amount of time, the amount of innovation that you've placed in it, it's crucial. So you have to mark your uncompromised policy at your uncompromised worth and run with your business plan. Be strong in your worth ethics and create that as a sturdy foundation. Period. Point blank. Dot the I, cross the T, you're finished, and just run with it. All right. So if you are an entrepreneur and if you are called to fashion something uncommon, I don't know what you're waiting for, but it's waiting on you. Can I say that for you one more time? I don't know what you're waiting for, but that idea is waiting on you. So I pray that today's influences that I mentioned to you sets you free to be in a space that God's really called you to be, and moves you out of any space that God has called you not to be. Even if it's outside of the lines, color it. Color it. Color outside of it. Don't continue to carry the dread of spending half your lifetime as someone that you're not, but become someone that you can be. Oh my God, that will preach. I'm encouraging myself. So I'll end and I'll leave you with this, and I'll leave you to sit with this. All right, so I started off as a minister, as a travel minister. You guys know I travel the globe, and I am a travel speaker. When I was beginning to create my makeup line, and I was beginning to come into all of these new facets of all of these new creative ideas, it took a minute for people to shift with me, because they saw me moving in one function, imparting the fires of the word of revelation and igniting the fires of revival to cities and regions. How could they possibly cap on me being a creative person and me kind of moving? Well, I already had multicolored hair. I had already been, many people have already known that I creatively and prophetically danced. I had danced all my life throughout dance studios, dance scholarships, radical ballet scholarships, and so on. So people already kind of knew that I had a creative unction. But it was the edge that started stretching Christian buyers and believers in the middle of what my store was unctioning, because it wasn't the Christian graphics on the tee. It was, but it wasn't. It had these edgy flares. It had these this love for fashion, and I was bringing in these baggy halter what do you call it? The suspender straps with the pants. And then I was unctioning these blouses that had edge. And I was bringing things that I loved about fashion and about color and about shape and about architect into the design of my clothes. And I was also, doing these church flags, but I'm also doing these apparel clothes. And it's just all this multifaceted beauty that somehow works. And it somehow marries one another, and it's smooth and it balances. And it was a different adjustment for those that are so traditional to adhere to my store and adhere to what is in my shop. But it wasn't for those that got it, for those that understood, like, this is just a creative flair on someone that is an apostolic minister, and someone that does have a training hub, and someone that also is extremely entrepreneurial and carries the facets of dimensions of creativity, like the people that I mentioned, those global godly people that carry Lashify, that carry these Emmy Global Awards for vegan food and vegan seasoning, but she's also a Target fashionista. You know, the sky is the limit. And when God started bringing me before these people, he started showing me. He started saying, Jessie, this is you. This is who you are. It's okay to not capitalize on one specific suit and be tailored in just that one thing, because you are an uncommon entrepreneur, and there are rewards and things in it for you, but also for the world. So be you, be uniquely you. And I just started saying, God, I love that you created these people like this, that is just out of the norm. And they are just, they give you the glory in all they do. I mean, Tabitha Brown literally stood on that pulpit giving her thanks to the Lord Jesus Christ, accepting this Emmy Award, and she's got global recognition. I mean, the woman is a millionaire, and she's got a God name chain on that says God is love, and she's just representing. I mean, she is a full, true believer of the word. This isn't just somebody that just says, oh, I believe in Jesus. She is the real deal. And these are authentic people that are just incredible. So I hope that this show today, that this episode blessed your socks off, because I want to just tear down in society and culture these walls that we've created and made such religiosity borders for people that have just stopped people in their tracks. It's halted them. It's stopped their DNA from running. It's created lack for some of you destined millionaires out there, that God's actually been trying to capitalize on the thing that's breathing on the inside of you, but you just keep saying no because you're just in between these two places of confusion, like, oh, well, it just doesn't look like this. And God's saying, exactly. That's why I made you to walk it out. So go forth, be blessed, go be that entrepreneur. If anything's witnessed with you, make sure that you go and you comment in our Q&A what you thought about this episode. Make sure that you're clicking that bell for us so that you follow and you're getting the announcements every single time that we are airing a new episode. And make sure you're giving us some feedback. You can also connect with us at jessielive.com. If you want to treat me to a coffee, you can do so at jessielive.com/donate. I'd love to drink a coffee with you in the morning. If you'd like to treat, you could do that there. And I will see you guys in the next episode. This was powerful. Take it and run with it. I'll see you next time.